Hey Cozie Homies, welcome back to the zone. Today I'm going to listen to Halsey's fourth studio album titled If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. And I've really been waiting so long for this moment. I remember like a few years back, right? Halsey, she kind of like posted this Instagram story where she said something like, "Oh, do you guys want me to create an album that has the sounds of Nightmare and Experiment on Me from the Birds of Prey like soundtrack?" And I was like, oh my goodness, I would definitely love it. Nightmare is probably one of my favorite Halsey songs of all time. And based on the few like trailers that she kind of teased right for this film experience relating to this album, I kind of sense a lot of those like rock influences and those really loud kind of like sounds, and I'm so here for it. We all know Halsey has like really strong vocals that really goes very well with rock songs, I would say. And I am so excited for this. Like, I became a Halsey fan probably like 2 years ago, I think, and Manic was the album that really made me a fan. I think the first song ever I heard from Halsey is actually, okay, maybe like Closer, but I wouldn't really consider that like her song. But Without Me, I heard it on the radio for the first time, and I was like, ooh, this song is so good. And from there on, I went to like explore her discography, and then Nightmare was released. I'm obsessed with it, and then came Graveyard, You Should Be Sad, and I really love all those songs. And after I listened to the Manic album, I went on back to listen to like Hopeless Fountain Kingdom, which is an absolutely wonderful concept album, and also Badlands, which is I think everyone's favorite. Like everyone loves Badlands. I feel like based on the trailers I've seen for this album, right, it gives me a lot of like Hopeless Fountain Kingdom vibes, but it's more of a mature version. Because for the album, it's more of like Romeo and Juliet, right? The red team and the white team, right? Yeah, and I think this one is kind of like more of like royalty, about like bloodlust, and about like a lot of gore, I think. And even the concept of this album, I think is super unique. I've never seen any like singers or artists like talk about this concept of childbirth and motherhood, pregnancy and stuff. And I'm just so excited to see what she has to offer. So yeah, let's dive right in. I'm so glad she released like lyric videos for like all the songs so I can really follow the lyrics. Yeah, actually right, I just realized she didn't release any singles at all for this album. Like the only one I know is the "All of this is temporary." Yeah, I only know that part of like the entire like thing. And also the "I'm not a woman, I'm a god." I'm very excited to hear that. We kind of hear like the chorus in the second trailer and stuff. So yes, let's just go into the first song, which is The Tradition. Oh, a piano start, very interesting. Ooh. Oh my god. I live for her vocalization moments. Oh. That bridge. Ooh. Okay, okay, that's a very interesting starting track, the opening track of the album. And it's more of like a storytelling song than like a emotional song, I guess. I feel like she's really painting this picture of this girl that was like bought by rich men and doing what they please and stuff. And I think one lyric that stood out to me the most, right, is the part where they say, "Ask for forgiveness but never for permission." It's very interesting. I think it's kind of like she's like talking about how this concept of a patriarchal society and this like social structure where like women have to do what men please. And even the title of this track is called The Tradition, right? So a lot of people say like, oh, by tradition, ladies have to listen to the guys, the men makes the call and things like this. It's a very interesting start. I think this kind of paves the way and sets the mood for what this album is coming, I think. I'm very interested to see how she picks up from here because it's like even the visual for this lyric video is like a group of men on a round table like discussion and stuff. It really encapsulates the olden mindset of like men making the decisions and like they can make the ladies live whatever lives they want only if they listen to them. And I feel like Halsey, she's really always going all out talking about female empowerment, talking about giving rights and letting women have freedom to say what are the struggles that they face. It's very interesting how she brought back this concept of olden day like female like oppression back into this topic of discussion for this album. I still don't quite get some of the references that she's talking about, and I guess I'll just read out the lyrics and the meanings after this. So next song is Bells in Santa Fe. Santa Fe? I have no idea what that is lah. I know it's a place somewhere, and I think this is the part where they say all of this is temporary. I think this is the song that has that lyric in it. So I am quite interested because based on what I heard from that little snippet, I am obsessed. So let's take a look. It's like a bit more fast paced. Watch as I step away. All of this is temporary. Happy ending. Lead the way for me, way. I've been searching for fortified defense, fortified reasons. Ooh, that's interesting. It's really building up. I love it. Yes, Queen, build it up. The backing vocals though. She didn't even end on the right note. She literally, all of this is because it's temporary, so it will last, right? So it would. Oh my goodness! Wait, this is so genius. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I feel like the sounds of like the first two tracks, right? It's really have this like battle, going to war kind of like sound to it, and even the visuals of like knights and kings. And I feel like the lyrics for this song is very interesting. They talk about Jesus and like Judas, the reference, and about I think she said something about the lips, right, because of how they kiss them and things like this. Yeah, Jesus needed a 3-day weekend to sort out all his wow, interesting. I feel like all of us need some time to really sort out our life and figure out a way forward. I feel like she's writing this in the perspective of like a disciple of Jesus. I think I feel like she's playing a character of like someone living in the biblical times, but I don't really quite get the reference of it. But I feel like her wordplay of like a second-hand thread in a second-hand bed or in a second man's head. I feel like that's very interesting. Like the play of the word second. Yeah. I feel like one thing cool about Halsey is that when she says she's making a concept album, she's really going deep into the concept. And yeah, I think so far like what the story progression is kind of like the tradition sets this theme of this lady finding a place in this world, finding her place in this world full of like domineering men and things like this. And as for this, it's kind of like how, I guess it's also between the female perspective about how like, how can she find a way out of this place, and she convinced herself, all of this is temporary. So like, I feel like it's kind of like a coping mechanism kind of situation going on, where it's like you convince yourself like all this is short-lived, no matter whatever I'm going through right now, it will be temporary. But is this mindset always healthy? I think she will discuss this topic further in this album. But yeah, I gotta say we're off to a good start. I feel like the pacing of the album is getting faster and faster. Yes! Lyrics. Wow. Okay. This line though. Oh no, here she's coming, she's coming. Oh my god. It's like a siren, I think it's a siren, right? Okay, oh. Okay, this is exactly how I expected the album to sound like. Because I think this was in the advertisement of her like promoting that virtual concert that she's holding, right? I remember this like sound. Oh, okay. Oh, the second verse really hit me though. Wait, let me check out the lyrics again. The second verse said about the heartbeat and things like this, right? She said, "My heart is massive but it's empty, a permanent part of me, that innocent artery." It's like she brought all these like biological terms and she really explains like how her heart is feeling. I really love this. Okay. Well, if you're a hater, then hate the creator. It's in your image I made. So it's kind of like, I remember like there's this biblical reference where they say like how humans are created in the image of the creator, right? And this is a very interesting like idea that she's putting forth. It's like, I really love this idea of like all of us are built in the same image. All of us are direct descendants of the creator and things like this. If you believe in that lah. And there's no point like hating on everybody and whatsoever. Like love is really what's needed in our society, in the world right now. And honestly, the only differences that we have are just biological differences. Like even cultural differences, ideological differences, they make us unique, but I don't see them to be the basis of hatred for each other. It's always possible for us to find like a common ground. But yeah, I understand like certain situations, certain circumstances make it difficult for people to feel love. And yeah, as you said, if I can't have love, I want power. And there is power in you acknowledging the fact that you are created in the image of the creator. You are part of this greater plan of this universe, and there's so much more to your life, there's so much more to your worth than whatever that's all the little like minor trivial things happening in your life right now. And yeah, honestly, this is just my own interpretation. I don't think this is how she intended for us to like interpret it, but it's quite interesting. And yes, eyes closed, bring back memories to that iconic song on the second album. Yes. I feel like this is kind of like a breakup like song, but she wrote it in line with the theme of this album. Like, losing you is easier than lying to myself that you love me. I think that is actually a good mindset to have, rather than forcing yourself to pretend and fake believe that somebody is actually in love with you. It's honestly better to just leave and lose the person, because your life is much more worthy and much more valuable than this one annoying person that passes through your life and decides to damage it. Don't let those people disturb you and damage your life, right? I feel like this is what she's trying to say, and yes, I really respect this. Yeah, okay, so far, right, sonically, she's going off. She's really going off. There's the softer parts to this song and the hard parts in the chorus, right? She's really good at balancing her vocals, balancing the volume, balancing the energy that she's trying to put forth. And honestly, mad respects to her. Yeah. Next track is Lilith. I wonder what that means. Okay, that's slowing down a bit. Yes, queen. Oh, girl. You know this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this song is like one of the more chill songs like we have heard so far. I feel like, right, the songs like on this album so far, I feel like they really follow a very like typical like pop song structure. All these songs aren't too experimental, I feel, in terms of like the sounds that Halsey is famous for making. I'm just very grateful for it because I feel like all the songs so far they flow really well. They are very like cohesive as a project. And yeah, but the thing is, I feel like maybe because it's a bit too cohesive, right? I don't find any songs that really stand out to me. Probably because all the songs are really good. So like I don't see anyone that's like popping off, like the entire track list at the moment. And I am so grateful we have like Lilith as the song that follows up Easier Than Lying, because like this song is like Easier Than Lying is like a boom 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 very loud song, and this song just brings us back. It's like, have you noticed that I messed things up? And like even the bridge is very interesting because every time people talk, not the bridge actually, the outro, like everyone says like the more that you give, the more that you have, right? So the very positive note is like the when you give things to people, people give it back to you. It's like this karma, this like cycle of like give and take. But there's this plot twist where they say the more that you have, the more that they take. And I think this is something that many people actually experience, but nobody really talks about it, because you know how like I feel like for people like me especially, like I'm someone who's like very open to like give things to people, very open to like open myself to others. But people have to take advantage on you because they know that you have many things to give. Like because you have things to offer, you have like advantages, you have benefits that you can offer, and because of this, people will want to like exploit it and make use of it. And I feel like this is especially like the case for like women, getting their bodies being exploited by men and things like this, which I think possibly is the inspiration for this song for Halsey. Next song we have Girl is a Gun. Okay. Ooh. This chorus feels so cute though. I'm so here for it. Oh, I love the little like addition of layers of instruments. Ooh. Wow. Okay. I feel like this song is more like feels more like a bubblegum pop song. I feel like that's the kind of sound she's going for, but I feel like there's something more to this, definitely. Don't spit in my teeth. Ooh, girl, she's really nasty. I come loaded with the safety switched off. Yes. Yeah, I feel like, this song and the song before that, I don't need any introduction. Like, she really knows what she's talking about. And I think finally, right, we get some reference to her pregnancy, finally. She said, my newest baby is testing me lately, making me crazy from morning to evening. And even the play of the word time in that second verse, if I believe it's a waste of my time is a blessing. So like, it's a waste of my time. And yet time is a blessing. So like, it's a waste of my time. But the thing is, right, having the time to even waste in itself is a blessing. Especially when you have a baby, like taking care of like your baby, maintaining this pregnancy like routine and like this regime of taking care of yourself, right? Could be a waste of time, I guess. You need a lot more extra time to really take care of your body, eat well and go for wellness classes or whatever like pregnant women do lah. But the thing is, she knows that this is a blessing, and I am grateful that she feels happy now that she has like a baby being born, everything's going well finally. I remember she said how like having this baby is like a miracle to her because of her previous miscarriage and things like this. And I'm just so glad she came back stronger. And even while she's pregnant and making this album, and she's really just having this like energy, like she knows her worth. She's out here like letting everyone know, like you can be better with a nice girl, but you're going to lose me instead. So yeah, I love it. I feel like after like this initial listen, right, I really need to re-listen again because I couldn't catch like all the lyrical meanings behind this. So next song is You Asked For This. Okay. The title itself sounds very fierce already. Okay. Getting back the vibes. The falsetto though. Oh my god. Oh, the vocals. Oh, those harmonies though, they're so good. Where's this going? Oh, okay, wow. I really thought it's gonna build it back up or something. Like, I don't understand what she means by go on and be a big girl. So, like, it's kind of like, is it like she's talking about, like, talking down to like a child? She's like, oh, you know, you're gonna grow into a big girl, you know, you don't need to cry over spilled milk and like whatever that she talks about. Like. Oh, but yes, the line about my tears are falling flawlessly. Okay, never heard people use that term before. Really cool, really cool. And I feel like, yeah, the outro is like, I want my cake on a silver platter, I want a fistful in my hands. Oh, is it like a call and response thing? It's kind of like, you know, everyone's like, oh, no, go on and be a big girl, you asked for this. So because you asked for me to be a big girl, I am here becoming a big girl for you. But in turn, I want back all these things. I want a cake, I want a fistful, I want a boy's laughter and everything. But the thing is, if you notice, right, like her wants, right, in the outro, like, you know, from cakes all the way to like a fist around her throat and things like this, I feel like, you know, it's climbing out the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the triangle. It's like, at first she just wants basic, like, the food and like riches, but after that she wants love. You know, she wants something more than just like food. She wants that physical touch. She wants that like emotional, like, devastation, I guess. And lastly, you say, I want everything I ask for. It's like reaching a spiritual level. Like, you know, she wants love, but if she can't have love, she wants power. Like, she's really bringing back the theme and tying back all the concepts together. Wow, I'm so here for it. I'm so here for it. It's so fun, none of the songs disappoint. Like, I feel like this song could have lost me a bit, but it's still like a really good song, and I love it, yes. I'm going on to the next song called Darling. Interesting. I look at the acoustic feel. Graveyard. Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. Backing vocals. Wow, I love this song so much. It's so nice. Oh, okay. Wow, this song is really nice. I feel like even the lyrics to this song is also pretty beautiful. Like, especially the part where she said, like, you know, I'll keep them all the stars and I keep them in your eyes. I love that visual so much. I can literally just imagine, you know, like taking this fishing net, right? She said, like, catch all the stars and just hide it. I love it. Yes, I love it. I feel like, okay, I'm not sure about you because I just did a reaction to Billie Eilish's Happy Than Ever album, right? This chorus sounded like Male Fantasy, the closing track of that album. It's like, be alright, convince myself I hate you. Yeah, I feel like it's a very nice acoustic feel, really nice, like a lullaby kind of like track to it. And like, you know, even how like this title called Darling, right? You know how we call like newborn babies, like, oh, you're such a darling and things like this. It's kind of like, I feel like she's like writing this for like her child. It kind of feels like a song that like her baby will like, actually like. I don't know, maybe this is how she's coming from lah. And I feel like this song is like, it might not be as like optimistic as it sounds, because I feel like, you know, the part about like, oh, and especially this visual about like driving past a graveyard and all the little flowers give me something to believe in. I think it's written in the perspective of the lady in the first like 2 tracks, like in the Tradition and Bells of Santa Fe. It's like how she feels like, you know, even though like I'm being oppressed in society and you feel like your world around you is dead, everything is dead, all of this is temporary, everything is gone, but the flowers that grow on the gravestones are forever. It's like you know that your body may not be here anymore, but nature will always be continuous. Nature is always permanent. There will always be changes in this environment that we are in. This song is kind of like a form of escapism, like a form of a way for her to like escape lah. Like the persona in this song is like, no matter how trashy this world is, I can always see you in my dreams. You're my darling. Don't you cry. Everything is fine. And find the light together. Head fast towards the light. I really love the message of this song. It's so beautiful. It's really beautiful. So far, like none of the songs are disappointing. I feel like I am still following the flow of this album. I've not been lost yet. Next song is 1121. She's way off in the background. Oh wow, the bridge was intense. Yeah, like it's like this backing vocals, right? She's really like shouting in the background. Don't leave me in the shape you left me, but leave me in the place you found me. Wow, I feel like she really got messed up by that guy, like really horribly. It's like, just leave me in the place like you found me. Like wherever you found me, I'm probably in a better place before I met you than after I met you. And I feel like a lot of references to talk about, creating parts of herself, right? Because there's this upcoming song called I'm Not a Woman, I'm a God. I'm not sure if she's alluding to that song where she's like, I am the creator myself. Or is she saying parts of like, how people who face like really like traumatic experiences, they kind of want to like create like fake good memories or fake parts of their memories so that they feel like, I'm in a much better place, and they find ways to cover up all the horrible and dark memories and thoughts that they have. I'm not sure if this is where like she's coming from. And also right, this chorus kind of has like the influence of like Manic. It sounds like a song that can be on Manic, the album. And I'm a bit like, that deluxe track called I'm Not Mad, it has a bit of that kind of like cadence to it, and I love it. Yeah, I love it. This song is really solid, like actually really solid. Honey. Okay, so there's Honey and Darling. Okay, picking up. She's mean and she's mine. Wow, okay. Is it just me, right? Or this song gives off like massive like Avril Lavigne vibes? I feel like it's something that she would like sing actually. And yeah, I feel like even like her vocals here are really like strong actually. The contrast of flavors, she's sweet like honey, but she only can taste the blood in her mouth and the bitterness in goodbye. This is such a like gastronomical like experience. Like she's really like describing it really well. And the blood in my mouth, I'm very interested to know why is there like blood in her mouth. It's like, sometimes are you so like, you're so desperate for love, you're so like you feel so bitter, you just grit your teeth so hard that you start to bleed in your gums. I don't know if this is like where she's coming from. And I feel like this line, like between my fingers, she leaves, then she lingers. She's very poetic with her words. I feel like she has a lot of like playing of words and like different like concepts that she's trying to like force inside like a sentence, and I just love it. And speaking of which, right, I'm really excited to like watch her film experience for like this album, because like I'm not sure if it'll be available in like Singapore like cinemas, but like I really want to see how all these songs fit into the storyline that she has. I'm so excited for it. I like how it's starting off soft because it's Christmas. trying so hard to follow the storyline of this. It's a bit like confusing. I feel like I really love right the play of like you don't want this, you don't want him. Like because it's part of like a whispers like thing, right? I really love like how she's like literally like talking about whispers and things like this. And I feel like she's really talking a lot, like it's like kind of like rapping, but not really rapping. She's like, I got a monster inside me. Isn't this, what's the song called? Control, is it? Who is in control? Oh, it's like something about like hide the kids and things like this, something like that. I really love how she's bringing back all those like old themes and ideas from like her old songs. And I love how like there's this like follow up for like the front. It's like she said like this is the egg and this is the glimmer of light you're keeping yourself alive. She's telling herself, I want to do this. Like you do not want this, you do not want him. And yet right in the second chorus she's like, you do not want this, you do not want him. It's the voice in her head. So it's from like the first person perspective to the third person perspective. Yeah, quite interesting. But I'm not quite sure like exactly what's going on also. And next is I'm Not a Woman, I'm a God. I'm very excited to see this. Let's go. I'm a problem. I'm not a legend, I'm a fraud. I love this song so much. The verses are so good. Wow. Wow, okay. Oh, that song is interesting. I really love like the visuals of this, talking about like grave and like could be a different human in a new place. And even like the bridge to this song is like, I'm ready to leave it, I'll go when I feel it. Oh god, I feel like right, like it's the only thing I can do right now, right, is really just appreciate the vocals, appreciate the musicality to it. There isn't much I can understand from the lyrics also, so like that will take some time to understand. Okay, so but the thing is right, I feel like for this entire album, right, one very like consistent thing that she's been doing, right, is to follow up with very strong backing vocals in the chorus, in like throughout the whole song. Like, there's something it's like, I'm not a woman, I'm a god. It's like very like chill. Towards the edge, it's like, I'm not a woman. Yeah, like she's really going out, like testing her vocals and like really just layering them underneath. And yeah, I feel like this song is gonna slap so hard, right? I put on like earphones and everything. Like the production of this song, I think, is probably the most like solid among all the other tracks so far. Like in terms of like the harmonies, the backing vocals, the instrumentation. I feel like this song is like probably like gonna be like the biggest hit for this album. I think it has a very like out there kind of like song. It's a very like lead single kind of feel to it. And yeah, and this one also kind of have a low-key like a music video. I guess it's kind of like an extended trailer lah, and I really love it. And here we're going on to the final two songs. So next is the Lighthouse. Wow, she's really going out with this storyline. I really love it. Ooh, there's still more to this song? Okay. Really whispering. The outro, right, really builds out the tension very well. Okay, so based on what I understand, right, I'm not sure if like if you're like read Greek mythology and stuff, but there's something called like the sirens. I think it's in the Odyssey or something. So basically they're like half woman, half bird, I think. And then they will sit by the shore and they will like sing to lure like the sailors across the sea to find them. And because they're very good at like charm speaking, and they will literally just like lure people and they eat them up or something lah. So I feel like it's exactly like what she's trying to put forth, you know. It's like I'll lure you like a lens, like show you lovely things, and then like she's gonna just eat him up lah. And like she's talking about she met this sailor and like the waves are kind of crashing down, right? And he's begging God to let him drown. I think it's like, you know, how much she tortured him, right? That he would literally just rather drown than to like let her like, you know, attack him and things like this. And she said, you know, showing all my teeth and laughed out loud. Like she's just laughing at like his demise, laughing at like his struggles and things like this. Why would there be a lighthouse in the middle of a deep end? Like, what does it mean? Like a lighthouse under the ocean, like deep under the ocean? And like she's standing at the shoreline but nobody hears her scream. It's like a very interesting like kind of like contrast, because you know how the lighthouse is literally like its only function, right, is to get people's attention to like see it, right? To demarcate where the shore is, to demarcate where land is, right? But the thing is like nobody can hear her scream, even though the lighthouse is just there. So like it's just trying to say like how like, you know, there's obviously a lighthouse, you know, like the lighthouse is mainly just there for you to see it, to grab your attention. And yes, she's just screaming over there but she couldn't see you. And is it because the lighthouse is under the ocean, under the deep waters, and no one could see it? Like Atlantis, I don't know. Yeah, wow, I feel like she's really letting us contemplate and think about her lyrics in this album. It's like you can't just listen to this album one off and just assume you know everything. There's so much more to this. And you know how like there's this like kind of like plot twist. It kind of like, you know, in the starting she's saying like, oh, I went swimming with the devil and he left me there by my lonesome. It's like almost like this devil kind of just destroyed her, right? But towards the end she says something like, I'm glad I met the devil because it showed me I was weak and the little piece of him is in the little piece of me. So it's like she kind of like, it's kind of how like when you meet your demons, you meet the devil, right? They train you to be stronger. You know, like, okay, now that these kind of people, these kind of difficulties and obstacles in life prove to me and show me that I am weak, right? I have to find ways to get out of it. And now she's strong enough to literally let a man rather drown to death to deal with her. I don't know, is this like a good like character development? Is it in a positive light? Or like is some alluding to something darker? I don't know. I really just appreciate how like her lyrics are so open for interpretation. And that's why I really want to see the film, because I think the film would point to us in a very clear direction like where she's coming from like, for this album. The last song, I can't pronounce it. Yabrani, I have no idea how to pronounce it. And I think based on what I googled, right, it's like an Arabic term to say like you bury me or something like this. I have no idea what it means lah. So let's just listen to it. Wow, okay. Okay. Wow, okay, so this is the closing track to this album. Okay, so like in the comment section, right, somebody said the title of this song, right, in Arabic, it means a declaration of one's hope that they'll die before another person because of how unbearable it would be to live without them. So it's like she wished that she dies before her partner because she cannot stand the thought of not being with the partner. So very interesting. And I think like someone pointed out that how this is like a very bittersweet like closing track to the album. And I really love the note that she's ending on, because you know how like this album progressed from like, you know, lots of like emotional, like loud rockish sounds, and then like some cute little like darling, honey, those songs where they're a bit more like chill, a bit more like happy. And then towards the end with like Lighthouse and like I'm Not a Woman, I'm a God, bringing back the aggression. And she ends on this very beautiful note. And I really love how like this track gives us like a good closure like towards the end. Yeah, like, you know, when she's bringing about daylight, the moon don't pick sides and the sun will resign. Like, I really love how she's really bringing in a lot of like natural like inspirations to this song. Like even just now, I can't remember which song was it about how she steal all the stars and put in the eyes or something like that, right? And it's about like the sun and the moon, all the celestial bodies. I'm so here for this concept. I always see my youth in you. Like that is such a beautiful way of saying like how she really admires the person. It's like you really can see like your youthful, the so-called better version of yourself in the other person. And I feel like, you know, maybe this youth that she's talking about is kind of about how like her teenage passion maybe, or like how happy she was back then, her drive, or like the kind of motivation she has in the past that she don't necessarily have now. And especially how now, you know, now that she gave birth to a baby, perhaps the baby really represents how she looks like when she was still young and when she's still a little child, right? I don't know, is this written to her part? No, actually she written for her child actually, now that I look back at the lyrics. Yeah, it's like I always see my youth in you, and like I hope I could live forever in each other's faces. Yeah, I feel like this is perhaps like part 2 of the song More on Manic. It's like how in More she said like, you know, I'll love you forever for the rest of my life. And this song I feel like continues it after like, you know, how much she wants to have a child, and then that the child is born, right? She's like, oh, you know what, I hope I can live with you forever, and I cannot spare the thought of you living before me. And I think this is really a constant pressure for her, especially how she used to have an abortion, right? So like being able to keep a child in her womb safely is perhaps even like quite difficult on its own already. And like after she successfully gave birth to a child, right, I think she really talks about it, you know, how like she's insecure about keeping the child in place and like taking care of the child. And like now that they're safely together, reunited, and seeing each other face to face, she really hopes that they can live forever in this moment. And it's just so beautiful. I feel like it's a really, really good ending to this album. As a whole, I would say, right, comparing all her 4 albums in her career, like right now, I think this album perhaps is the most sonically cohesive like album. Okay, maybe like right after, okay, maybe Badlands follow after this, because I feel like Manic is quite all over the place. I feel like the songs, and even Hopeless Fountain Kingdom, I feel like the singles that she released are really like so-called the better songs, and those that she keep in the album aren't necessarily like the best, I feel like. And okay, Badlands, I guess Badlands, the songs all really flow really well. But the thing is about this album is that, right, comparing this album to Manic, her most like recent body of work, right, I feel like some of the songs are Manic, like Ashley and like More and like Still Learning. I feel like all these songs, they kind of hit from a more emotional place. I feel like as for this, perhaps because she kind of like masked her emotions behind this storyline, behind this persona of this lady, which I guess consistently follows through the entire album. I feel like it feels a bit more disconnected, but then that doesn't necessarily mean that the album is bad, you get what I mean? It's kind of like Taylor Swift's folklore. They write tales of other people, they take on different personas to represent what they are thinking inside of themselves. And yeah, I feel like with more listens, right, this album is definitely gonna be one of my favorite albums like this year at least. Like it's so cohesive, the message behind all the songs are so deep, so layered with meaning, and I really need to have a lot of time to like really appreciate and analyze this album. I can't even pick a favorite or like a least favorite, because I feel like this album has to be appreciated in its entire like entity. You can't just pick and choose like songs to listen to, I think. And yeah, I have to say no skips. First initial listen, no skips on this album. No extremely standout tracks, and no tracks that are like exceptionally like trashy like. And I'm really love it. Like she really didn't disappoint in this album. I don't know lah, maybe for me I hope that this album gets more publicity. Perhaps like maybe music videos aren't feasible because this entire album follows like a film already. So yeah, I feel like after watching the film, I will get a better understanding and appreciation of this album. So please let me know and comment down below if you want to see like a part 2 continuation after like I watched the film and really dissect and analyze the lyrics. Perhaps if there's something that you want, please let me know, because I would definitely want to do that lah. If you enjoyed today's reaction, please remember to like, share and subscribe. I react to quite a few like pop artists, you know, like in the scene right now. And yes, do let me know if you want to see more Halsey like reactions, more Halsey related content. I see if I can like fit some of them into this channel lah. So yeah, I love Halsey, I love everything she does, and I will just listen to this album like a million more times tonight. So yeah, that's all for today. Bye!